Next up, we go back in time as Staś Butler quizzes me and Andrew about Taiwan's legendary Olympic athletes.
We are playing a game called the Trailblazers. So you know Taiwan just beat its all-time record for its record medal tally, but that all began somewhere, right? Taiwan originally didn't start winning medals straight away. It was the first time before Taiwan even won its first medal at an Olympics. So what I want to do is go and look back and look at the first people, the people who won Taiwan's first medals. So this is going to be a kind of a riddle game. Each slide has a picture of the athlete. If you know the athlete's name, then great. If not, it's okay. It will also have their sport, the foundation story for the city in which that Olympics took place, and also a clue from history to give you a hint at what year it was, at what year that Olympics was. I think you'll be okay with the sport, but the other two you may need to talk through.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds great.
Okay, let's go to the first picture then.
That looks like the founding story for Rome. It's a little wolf, right? With all the little children, the little hills of Rome, is it?
That's exactly right. It's Romulus and Remus, the two brothers that founded Rome. Exactly.
What's Kennedy doing in there? I forgot.
So Kennedy is.
It must be the year.
Yeah, that's the year.
In the 60s?
It is the 60s. Do you know which year?
Yes, because I think he was assassinated in maybe 63. So maybe 60? Is it 1960?
Exactly, it's 1960. And what about the sport? What do you think?
Hurdles.
I think it must be triathlon because I see three things there. Yeah.
There are three things there. Actually, that's not the full range of things. There are more than three things. It involves hurdles, but involves other things as well. So not triathlon, but
Decathlon.
It's decathlon, yeah. So that is Yang Chuanguang, and he is Taiwan's first ever medalist at the Olympics.
Yes, I actually know this guy. He's Amis. He's
right.
From the Amis tribe. And he is from the same village that Guo Xingchun is from. He's from Malan in Taidong.
Wow, that's wonderful. I thought he was indigenous. I remember his story. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's a really interesting guy. I mean, it seems that I think Taiwan has a lot of amazing athletes that come from their indigenous people. And you're right, he is a member of the Amis. He attended college at UCLA. I mean, obviously America, a hotbed of kind of athlete talent. Yeah, he actually took the decathlon world record in 1961 and was the first person to breach the 9,000 point barrier. Now I don't know anything really about decathlon, but it's still the first. It's the cross a line. Yeah, exactly. So and like I said, Taiwan's first ever medalist with a silver medal in the 1960 Olympics in Rome.
Wow.
Let's see the next slide.
I know her, Ji Zhen.
Exactly.
Yes, I was going to say.
So that's Martin Luther King. The 70s?
Not the 70s.
Oh no, I think she must have been 68.
Sorry.
68?
That is correct.
68. So is that Mexico?
It is. And
Mexico City.
What does the picture show? What's the Mexico City? Do you know what that exactly shows?
It looks like a phoenix.
It's actually it's an eagle perching on a cactus. So I mean, Mexico City famously is actually built in a lake, and very early on it was surrounded by water. Now it's obviously just in the basin. But the origin story of the city is that one of the Aztecs' god saw an eagle perching on a cactus tree, or a cactus plant rather, and decided that's where Mexico City would be made. And,
wow.
And what did Ji Zhen do?
She also run the hurdles.
Yes, so this is the hurdles. Yeah, so she ran the women's 80-meter hurdles, and she was Taiwan's first ever female medalist, also first ever bronze medalist, and she won Associated Press Athlete of the Year in 1970.
Wow.
Let's go on to the third slide.
I know this.
We're now moving well into living memory, so I expect that these might be a bit easier for you. But what do you see? What are you seeing here?
That's Chen Shih-Hsin. I actually remember her winning the gold medal.
Is this in 2008?
2004 in Athens.
Exactly.
And I actually remember it was a very emotional moment because I actually broadcast the news that night, and I remember.
I mean, it's definitely an amazing moment for Taiwan. I mean, to have that first gold medal, 50 years or 40 years after winning their first medal, to wait that long for a gold. She was also, like so many of Taiwan's athletes, has some indigenous heritage. Her mother was Atayal.
What's interesting is Taiwan actually won a second gold. Its second gold was the same year. It was Yan, and they both won for Taekwondo, right? Broadcasters in Taiwan that year, like literally anybody that read that in the news, like on air, just lost it. And it was just so powerful to watch it happening in action, and like to feel, a nation rejoicing at having won its first gold medal. I mean, it's a big deal. So what is that in the bottom right-hand corner? What is that picture?
Oh, so this is a clue as to the year, actually. So can you tell me what we're seeing there as a hint to the year? It's rather a sad hint as to something that happened.
Is it a typhoon?
It is a natural disaster, not a typhoon, but
the
rather
tsunami.
Exactly. So this is the Boxing Day or 2004 tsunami that devastated a lot of Southeast Asia. And what about the final picture in the kind of center middle, bottom of the screen? What's that?
Well, that must be Athena, right?
It is. I mean, in terms of as origin stories go, the Athens-Athena connection is a bit of a clearer one. She won a contest between her and Neptune as to who to be the patron of the city. So thank you so much for playing. That was the Trailblazers. I hope you learned something new, or I mean, in some cases, relived some old memories.